This is the real world of the real world. You remember?
It's showtime.
You remember? Yeah,
it's showtime.
Exactly.
GI.
Do you remember when? Do you remember when
Showtime.
they did the real world show?
So you want Showtime?
This is what they wish that they had. We are the most famous 3-season real world show.
Listen.
Is it 4 seasons?
I couldn't have never been on the Real World.
The 3 seasons? Yeah, because they had
like
cameras.
19
they had
seasons.
Cameras, dog. They would have caught you doing all kinds of weird shit. And they would have.
I don't even think it's that.
It's definitely that.
You know, all the fist fights and shit like that.
Who gets into a fucking fist fight with a stranger at a hotel like an idiot?
Dude,
like you're trying to win money,
on that
bro.
Damn show.
Trying to win money. Just put your church suit on and fucking be quiet.
That wasn't the Real World. You're thinking of Big Brother, whatever.
They're all the same. They got a camera on you while you acting a fool.
Well,
that's the problem. Those people go on there to do that.
And everybody said that the producers were amping people up to fight and do all kinds of dumb shit. Of course they were.
He's talking shit about your girlfriend.
Behind your back, not on camera.
I'd be like, bro, I don't even know you. You can have whatever you want.
Right.
I'd be so excited just to look at what's going on over here. Be like, are these real beds? Is that a real camera? They'd be like, how do you feel about today, Theodore? I'm like, what's your name behind the camera? Can you come sit next to me? I don't want to be. I'll film you, guy. I just want to see what it looks like.
I don't think you would have ever made it on the Real World.
Absolutely not.
They're like, this is the most uninteresting person ever.
Yeah. I'm like, bro, I don't.
Or you would have caused the most dissent on the show. They would have had to kick you off.
I would have lied to everybody.
I know you would have.
Every motherfucker. I'd have been like, dude, you see that guy with the blue shorts over there? He just told me that when you guys were kids, he used to beat you up a lot and then just walk away. Then go to the next bitch. Like, you see that fucking guy over there? He just told me that him and your husband's that guy, they were making out behind the door. Just walk away.
God.
Bro, that's horrible.
Yeah, you would have been.
That show is goofy.
They would never have let you on, or you would have been the worst person on the show.
I would have just sat there quietly and waited everybody out. Like, what are we doing here? I got to last so many days to get so much money. It was like that show we talked about the other day. I think we talked about it on Mike, but that extract show where the family has to push the button to bring you out.
Yeah. And the one family wouldn't get the guy out.
The one wouldn't get the guy out, but the one guy who was winning, they pushed him out because they didn't feel like being there. And I was like, oh, $250K, divorce.
Yeah.
You just pissed away $250,000, divorce.
And he was winning. You know how
he was winning. He was winning.
You know how mad he must have been when he got home?
Oh, yeah. The look on his face.
It was like, they did what?
Yeah. When they pulled him out, he's like, no. I don't understand. He's like, I was winning. like dude has no status and believes he's winning, so that you can't get any more winning than that.
Right.
My man didn't even know the status of other people. He's like, dude, I'm pretty sure I'm winning right now. Like,
I'm crushing this.
Yeah.
You see, I built myself a hot tub.
Right.
Everybody else is freezing to death and starving. My man's eating steaks, sitting in a hot tub
that he found down the way because some bear killed a deer or some shit. Yeah. They're like, you're coming out. Oh, okay. I'll see you later. Listen, we didn't do our intro. 97 seconds. We're the greatest anti-suicide podcast. We are here every day. We guarantee that you won't be back, but we will.
Oh.
Oops.
What if they do come back?
Listen, a lot of these motherfuckers are breaking the first rule of the podcast, which is don't talk about the podcast. And I know that we had a break where we said that wasn't a rule anymore, but that was a fucking test and you all failed.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You all failed. Because I hear a lot of talk. I see a lot of numbers.
We get new subscribers all the time.
Yeah, I see a lot of numbers going up in China.
And what's the service?
But it's the same. I don't know, but it's the same for people.
Chatterbait.
It's this. That's not. I'm pretty sure you just giving away your secrets now. My man, what were you doing online last night?
I don't even know what that is. I just heard about it.
Oh, you do?
No, I have no idea.
It's exactly what it sounds like.
I have no idea what it is.
I'm pretty sure it's a Chatterbait program. It's one of those fucking random webcam programs.
Oh.
I think.
Okay.
Oh, shit. We're so old, I can't remember.
If you know what
it's either that or a porn
DM
site. One of the two. I can't remember. Listen, I just learned about Grindr.
Oh.
I think we talked about this once. I don't know about if it was on mic, but I really didn't know what that was. If you guys don't know what Grindr is, you should go sign up immediately. It's free. It'll help lift your spirits. It'll help lift your spirits.
All right, there you go.
And that's all I'm going to say to that.
Okay.
Get some taters and mustard.
So yeah, what are the Chinese listeners using? We talked about it.
Shit, I don't know.
They're using some program.
Where were we going with this? I had something to say, but I forgot.
You said people won't.
They already left.
They talked about it, but we got a lot of Chinese listeners.
Yeah, you know what? If you do have a lot of Chinese listeners, that's okay. We all know you guys definitely need an anti-suicide podcast. China's just fucking horrible over there.
Is it?
They got to make their people feel horrible. Yeah, of course. Last episode, we talked about those wonderful gold farmer ladies I used to hang out with. Not to be confused with Lady Boys. That's another country. These were actual ladies, and they couldn't even watch Nickelback videos. Now, you got to ask yourself why I'd be sending girls Nickelback videos, because Nickelback's famous in China.
Are they?
No.
No.
But I needed to see what could be sent over there. The first videos I wasn't allowed, so I was like, well, maybe if I calm it down a little.
Oh.
Right? So we take it out of this, and instead of sending them Brazen Rogues, I'm like, let me send them some Nickelback, and maybe that'll get through the filter. It didn't.
It didn't.
Yeah, so it's not Brazen Rogues' fault.
You know, I met a Chinese punk rock band called Brain Failure. And
I know we talked about this, but let's talk about it again because I don't remember. So tell me again. So
it's a Chinese punk rock band. Their names were they were called Brain Failure.
Were they touring here?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And turns out their family members were high up in the Chinese Communist Party.
Uh-oh.
And at some point in time, they were told, you need to leave the country or we're going to put you in jail and have you executed. So they left, right?
Right.
And they did a show. I went to the show. The show was amazing. After the show, they got off stage, and me and my buddy went to talk to them because his buddy had lived in Hong Kong at some point in time.
Yeah.
He's like, have you guys ever played in Hong Kong? And they're like, we love America. And then I asked them another question. They're like, we love America.
Oh.
And then I asked them another question. They're like, we love America. And I'm like, oh, you guys really don't speak English.
This is
but
far
you
as
just
this is
sang
going.
your entire set in English. But the funny thing is, they sing with a British accent. So it's like they went to English as a second language, and they were taught by somebody who
had an accent,
has a British accent.
Right.
And if you look at the lyrics, it's like they took everything they learned in English as a second language and strung phrases together.
Right.
Because the songs are awesome, but they don't make a whole lot of sense.
Right.
But there were,
which can make sense for songs, apparently.
And then at some point in time, they were allowed to go back to China, and they did a show, and like 4 million people showed up to their show. It was insane. You can find video of it.
Bro.
And
have they come back since, though?
They might not be a band anymore, but if you can find their music, they put out like 2 or 3 albums. They're amazing. And I think they did a crossover with the Dropkicks or the Street Dogs, one or the other.
Oh.
Which was pretty sweet.
Again, this is a problem.
Oh, why?
Well, because first of all of our Chinese listeners are using ChatterBait.
You just told me.
And second of all, we don't know if these Chinese users are real, but if they are, welcome to the show. We're still in the intro.
That's right. Welcome to the show.
We're still in the intro. Greatest show you've ever not heard of.
And the same thing with all you Canadian listeners.
Yes, I love Canada.
Even if it's somebody using a VPN and Canada as their cover story.
I like Canadians, man.
All right.
I like Canadians. They're real big into camping. You know, pretty much anywhere in Canada, you can go camping and there's like no phones.
Okay.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
That's like their hobby.
Oh, go camping with no phone.
Yeah, like I have a buddy, he's like, hey man, I'll talk to you in a week. And I'm like, what are you doing for a week? And they're like, just going camping. And you're like, bro, what?
That's pretty amazing.
That's savage.
How about that video we watched where that guy from Red Bull met up with that other dude from Canada on the side of a mountain where there had been a wildfire. And they cut out a downhill mountain bike track.
Yeah.
And like screwed a bunch
little
of trees
tiny
together.
Zone area, just made their own park.
Yeah, dude, that was pretty amazing.
Imagine, like, you think that
it was not that. And by the way, the track they made was not for your average mountain biker.
No. You think that dude has like pedal prints in his feet because he spends all day on his bike? And I'm dead serious. Like we always like, what's the one thing we talk about with?
I bet
that
his
you think of
shins
the
are
most
just chewed up from the pedals.
Yeah.
Oh,
like ballerinas. Like ballerinas have the toe thing, right?
Yeah, they get fucked up ass feet.
He's a peddler.
Yeah.
Not the drug kind, but like a peddler. Like he's pushing every day.
All day, every day.
Not a 10 speed.
Mm-mm.
Right? maybe some of these downhill guys got speeds.
It's
and
not
gears.
Quicksilver.
Yeah. He's not floating.
He's not on that 1980s 10-speed bike.
But I mean, they gotta have some weird stuff. I mean, dude, you spend some of these guys had to have just spent like the better part of 30, 40 years on the back of a bicycle.
For sure.
Right?
Then here's my question. The guy that stands in front of the mirror and practices cup and balls technique for magic.
Yeah, it's no different. I mean, but I mean, one of these dudes can definitely get chicks.
He doesn't have
and the other
ball imprints in his hand.
No. But they all have like, I'm trying to think, probably arthritis would be something eventually that they would get. Eventually.
Okay.
Because it can't be that hard. I mean, it's not like the cards are like weighted or anything.
They're more likely, I'm willing to bet they're more likely to get carpal tunnel.
Oh, yeah, that too, for sure. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense.
So is that the price you pay for sleight of hand magic, is carpal tunnel?
Maybe.
You know who you could ask?
Who?
Penn and Teller.
Yeah, right, dude. If we met those guys, that'd be amazing.
They're the greatest sleight of hand.
Those guys are
They're the top of the game.
I'm halfway through my life and I'm still trying to figure out what's up with those guys. I feel like there's been a couple people in our lives that we've hung out with where you just gotta not ask questions.
Oh.
And just hang out.
So
and just wait.
Those guys would be too.
I don't know. I really don't. That's why it's so scary.
If you could meet Penn and Teller, what would you ask them?
Dude, I have no fucking clue. There's too many. We'd have to sit down and write a list and then filter that list and then refilter that list. There's got to be. I think 15 years ago it would have been like a practice question, but we know all those answers now, right? Like
okay.
We know all the answers. We have all the keys to all the doors to every answer we could have, so we know how much you should be dedicating, right? We just talked about it.
8 to 10 hours a day.
8 to 10 hours a day, and that's to be, a semi-professional. Some of these dudes are at it for 15 hours a day. You don't know how. Nobody knows how. But they're holding cards or riding their bicycles while everyone else is watching TV and catching up on their Miami Vice. So
it's interesting. You keep bringing up Miami Vice. As I recall, you were just telling me you were catching up on some episodes.
Yeah.
How's that going?
I was trying to catch up on it. It was pretty good.
Does it still hold up?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing, is that show still holds up.
I think that
I think that's another show that it was a prime example. They were ripping their storylines right from the headlines on the news.
Oh, 1,000%. I think it holds up, and it's scary to me to watch that because I'd like to sit here and pretend like I'm, young, but it's past. So now I see when we were young how it happened, and now the next generation. There's going to be a next generation of crop kids, and it already happened for Miami Vice. It happened for Lethal Weapon. It happened for whatever. I mean, Lethal Weapon's not a glamour one.
Right.
Miami Vice, though, is like, we talked about it the other day, Mike Lowry, Bad Boys. Bad Boys is more in line with Miami Vice because you have the suits, you have the pastels, you have the slick guns, the cars, and you're just kind of like, I could see why some people buy into this. Like, really buy into this.
Right.
Oh, I saw a clip from Entourage that was just a short clip of one of the characters, and he goes to act for a show. He goes to read lines, and it's a cop one, and everyone's got the 80s leather with the big glasses, and then there's just one dude that comes out, and he's got the Miami Vice suit on, and you're like, bro. Imagine going to Hollywood and that's your shtick. You're like, I'm gonna wear this Vice suit until somebody gives me an acting role.
Yeah.
And he had I think it was pink shirt, white suit. So it was just like, bro. He's like,
it was either aqua blue or pink.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So he, it's kind of funny to see that because I don't think if I wouldn't have watched that show, I'd ever get that reference.
There was I told you about the one time where I was in North Carolina visiting some folks with Queen Bee.
Yeah.
And it was Derby Day for the Kentucky Derby.
Day. Oh, that had to be a good costume day.
So we were like, we got to go shop.
Yeah.
I said, we're going to go to the bars and celebrate Derby Day. We got to get dressed up, right?
Right.
So I made it a point to try to find an entire Miami Vice outfit
Oh,
to wear for
I
Derby
thought you
Day.
were going the other way with the
No,
Derby Day. You just wanted
not
to
the
bling.
big hats. Yeah.
Yeah, you just wanted to like bling out.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
we went to like several thrift stores to get the outfit together. And the only thing I was missing was those white like wicker those low top white shoes he's always wearing that are like that weird mesh that are like made out of like cane or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the only thing
like
I couldn't
straw
find.
or some shit
Yeah, that's
or whatever.
the only thing I couldn't find.
You don't want those. You do any impromptu side of the Cleveland Road race uphill against sanitation department workers? Those bitches are coming right off.
Yes,
so
they're coming right off.
that's not going to help us. We can't run those shoes. Ooh, speaking of which, though, since we're on the shoes of cool bling shoes, I watched Stranger Things on Fast Forward.
Okay.
Pretty cool thing. I got to the almost last season, and he was wearing palladiums or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, another, but they were like high tactical looking ones, like high tops. But the
Where the top folds down and they got buckles on them.
he had them fucking rigged all the way to the top.
Oh, okay.
The only way I knew was because I know that fucking pattern of the sole. And
Ah,
I went and
yeah.
looked it up, and it was listed as that's his boot.
Yep.
And I think it is the one that they fold over, but he had them pulled up because they were being used, in their French Foreign Legion capacity wears.
Gotcha.
Right. But I thought that was interesting because that show's got to be old now. No, I guess it's not that old. They just dropped the last season this year or something, or last year.
Last year.
Right. So it's not that old, but we have talked about those boots and how popular they got and how first of all, you can't get any ever.
But the moment they drop, they're gone.
Which is so upsetting. I definitely haven't got my French Foreign Legion ones yet because they're always out of stock. And you see them everywhere. Like I see them everywhere now. And I can honestly say Joe Skelly's
like
the first.
Texas plates.
Yeah. I can say Joe Skelly was the first one with those boots that I'd ever seen.
The Palladium Palabruce boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
I wanted them forever.
Somehow you managed to stand out in the big crowd that we were working in and not run the Ultimas like I was running and every other dork up there was running, which I thought was pretty funny. Those shoes would be perfect if, we didn't have plantar fasciitis constantly and such. And I'm glad we ran in Converse growing up. I'm sure that helped.
Yeah, that
That helped so much.
So much.
Bro.
So much.
But
you remember back in the day, Converse high tops were the poor people's shoes. Oh my God.
Listen, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know if it's because I'm from that place, but I've wanted everything that came from apparently the poor side forever. Converse, denim jeans, white t-shirts, and some Murrays. Like, what the fuck else do you need?
You don't.
You don't.
You don't. That's it.
You graduate from Vaseline to Murrays, you're fucking king.
King, my man.
King top. And maybe some extra combs. That's it, So anyways, I just thought it was interesting, though, talking about special shoes and everything else.
Yeah.
That we are noticing. I think modern day shoes are horrible, by the way. We should just put that out there.
Okay.
This is our PSA for today.
Oh,
you got to get better shoes. All of you. Listen, if you're still running around in Vans, Kenobi, bunch of other people we know, you got to get some real shoes, my man.
Not if you're skateboarding.
Nah, don't give me that crap. I've seen girls.
Nobody's wearing Brooks on skateboards, my man.
I've seen girls in high heels doing amazing work on skateboards. I don't want to hear it anymore. Okay, this is an even playing field. I've seen girls in Skechers skateboarding.
I could see that. The big, thick-soled Skechers?
Yeah. Works out your calves while you pump.
Oh.
Double workout.
I like it.
Everybody that we know that skateboards should have that.
Okay.
Give you a double pump.
Oh.
That's a pump under a pump. That's like a Stallone trick.
Oh. From like Tango and Cash?
I'm just saying. Dude,
secretly your favorite movie.
We got to go back to that fucking prison because of that fucking thing.
Yeah.
That's the first movie I learned you can mess up gun sights. He takes a gun out. He's like, who messed with my sights? I was like, bro, first of all, you shouldn't have left your gun in the counter. Like, you left your gun in the drawer like an idiot. Someone's touching your shit, stupid. And then I was like, I didn't know you could mess up somebody's sights, so that's good to know. I guess we should watch out for that.
Well, you have to have movable ones.
Right. He doesn't. So I don't understand the movie. He's like, who messed with my sights? I'm like, You can tell that by just looking at it. Like
Yeah,
that
my
thing.
man was making an excuse for being a poor shot.
That's why.
Let's keep it real.
That's why Stallone's still carrying the snubby 38. He's like, I'm just gonna let it go.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell or whatever probably directed that movie too. You know, he did Tombstone, so it's like, whatever.
He's one of those actors that can do it all.
Yeah, he is. He is. We should hang out with that guy.
Oh, that would be
As soon as DARPA gives us a job, so we could pay for that.
Well, they would have had us on the Facebook project.
They couldn't have it on. They wouldn't have had me there. I was trying to apply for the CIA during that time,
Oh,
so
that's right.
that wasn't going to work.
I forgot about that.
They didn't want me. They might have taken you for that Fukushima boom boom fucking bar idea. Bro, you know somewhere DARPA's got a facility with your bar name in it.
They might.
Underground. Bullshit. Not they might. They got it. They got it.
Well, we know that plenty of my business ideas have been stolen.
It's underground. It's probably like underground somewhere in some big vault.
I got to get my brain back on...
Surprise Jesus.
Yes, I got to get my brain back on coming up with business ideas. I've been off that for a minute.
Dude, our whole business is just business ideas. That's all we have.
Oh.
We have nothing else. We don't even have our own merch. We hoarded all of that and gave it away to our homies.
That's true.
And some clowns.
Okay.
A lot of clowns.
They got it.
Juggalos.
Yeah.
Shout out to our juggalo friends and families.
About that.
Yeah, they did get a lot of it.
So
Florida's got a lot of it.
Nice.
I don't know why.
Nice.
I don't know why.
So
and apparently China's trying to get a hold of it. Shout out to China.
Okay.
Shout out to Canada.
There we go.
The big C's. The double C's. China.
Scotland, we're still disappointed we haven't heard from you.
Dude.
Still disappointed.
We already talked about this.
Whatever, I'm calling it out.
You don't want any mail from them, mate.
I'm calling it out.
You don't want any mail. Digital or not. If a package shows up from there, I'm leaving it outside.
Okay.
Let you inspect it.
All right, I might.
I know you will.
So let
Same
me
way
tell
you
you
inspect those fireworks.
Let me tell you.
Got that on video. Don't worry. It's in the archive.
It's in the archive. Let me tell you what I encountered this weekend.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So I'm driving down this windy road to get to a location I got to go to. And on a sign on the side of the road, I see somebody scrawled something.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, I missed it.
Oh, no.
And I get to the next sign. There's more scrawling on it. I'm like, what the fuck? I just missed it again. And you go over these railroad tracks. And on the other side of the railroad tracks, there's those tall, skinny reflectors that split the street.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They put like 20 of them in a row.
Yeah.
And each one of them's got writing on it.
Oh.
And I'm like, fuck, I missed that. So on the way, when I left, I went the same way and did a loop around and I slowed down. And on the first sign, it says, Island Girl, I miss you. I want you back.
Oh.
The next sign says, Island Girl, I miss you. I want you back. So then I pull up to those real tall, skinny reflector signs and I'm like, what the fuck's this say? It says, Island Girl, listen, I get it. I miss you. I want you back.
Wow.
Starting off with, I get it. Listen, I get it.
Yeah. That's
it's probably not a good way to start your conversation.
Right.
It's probably not a good way to start your conversation if you're really trying to get somebody back. Listen, I get it. I miss you.
My man is apologizing every day via the free graffiti signs he made.
Like, he must have fucked up big time.
Even if he didn't, I got mad respect for my man. That is an ingenious. She has to look at that every day when she goes to work, I'll bet.
Yeah. That's
like,
all
he had to have set that up on her path. Knowing
100%.
Like, this is where
she drives this way,
yeah.
And it was on both sides of the street.
Oh.
Coming and going.
Oh.
My man put a lot of effort into it.
Listen, I dig it. I know the route that Mega Beast takes down there every time for work, or used to, so I could easily see somebody knowing that particular area has to be driven a certain way and just
tagging it.
That is good shit, man. That's pretty funny.
Yeah. I was kind of like, what the fuck's on all these signs? And
I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one. Listen, before I forget, and since we're halfway through the episode, officially halfway, we did get an email from a listener. I have to quote and paraphrase the original.
All right.
Because he was graphic.
I'm listening.
Yeah. So let's get into this.
Oh, Lord.
So this guy wrote.
Should I talk about good karma first or afterwards?
No, this goes with the island girl right now.
Oh, okay.
My man wrote asking our opinion.
Oh, that's never good.
Yeah. He said him and his recent love child mother.
All right.
I guess that's how you call them when they're not married. I'm trying to word this without his words because his words were very graphic.
Out of wedlock.
Yes, that's what we'll say.
Out of wedlock mother.
Baby mama. Yeah. That he recently crossed paths. They recently crossed paths with friends who were interested in those upside down pineapples.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so he wrote us and he said, hey, I know Joe Skelly's famous in his area for knowing so many people of different cultural circles. And he said he knows that Tyler dabbled in cultural circles. So he said, what do you think are the negatives and positives of trying to cross this relationship over and bringing this type of relationship
it's not gonna fix your
into his
problem.
world? Okay, so now this is super interesting. I'm going to put this out here right now. I did not tell them the truth. I did not prepare you for this question.
No, you did not.
Right. So I'm asking out of curiosity, what would make you think that would be the problem part? Out of curiosity. Like, why'd you go right there first?
Because
like, hey,
the way you started off.
Uh-huh.
Former out of wedlock.
Oh, no. She's just out of wedlock still. Like, they haven't got to that step.
Are they still together?
Yes.
Okay.
But they already have the baby. That's why I thought you went that way. I was curious.
Enhance. Look, everybody who I've ever known who's ever dabbled
in the upside down pineapple
the upside down pineapple thing.
Yeah.
As much as these people come out on all the social medias and say, "Oh, it's the greatest thing in the world," blah 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 blah. In real life, everybody I've ever known that's ever dabbled in that, it's never worked out well in the long run.
Okay.
You know, in the beginning, it's like, oh, this is new, this is cool, you know, blah blah blah. I think I don't feel like it adds to the stability of a relationship.
Yeah.
I don't feel like, because you're always going to be wondering in the back of your mind, like, did they enjoy that person more than me?
Ooh, that's a tight one.
Right. And if they did, how long is it before they're doing this without me being around?
Ooh, that's the one I end up with.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you're looking to fix a problem, I don't think it fixes a problem. And I think if you venture into that area, I think it doesn't add to the long-term stability of a relationship. And I think ultimately it will cause problems. That's my thought. You know, there's some people that are like, oh, we've been on the lifestyle for 20 years, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you got Crisco, homie.
Yeah, but I'm like, yeah, but your partner enjoys a whole lot of other people and not you necessarily.
Right. It's an interesting thought. I don't know about the whole.
But there are people but listen, on the side aspect of, there are people with weird fetishes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm calling them weird because, you know, maybe
they're not yours.
It's not mine.
Doesn't involve pistachio ice cream.
Where they're like, oh, I like seeing my partner with other people.
Right.
And there are people out there like that. That's just, I don't think, for me personally, if I were involved in a relationship, like a hardcore relationship, a long-term relationship,
yeah,
once you cross that boundary, there's no going back.
Yeah. So I'm not really concerned if people are going to call this sexist or racist or mean or whatever, but I often wonder, like, what happens when you share your lady friend with the other guy?
Mm-hmm.
Like what you just said, right? It doesn't it make you question? Now, here's the sexist part. If is it wrong if you're the partner and you don't mind if your partner is with the opposite sex, right? So if you're the male and she's a female and then she's with a female, you cannot offer her what the female can offer her. and vice versa, right? So like, I don't know, but how do you, as a guy, I think that would come like as a problem, you know?
Well, is it less? Oh, God.
And again, I know what I just said.
Would you be less threatened if?
See, is it a threat thing or is it a threat thing or I just can't share my toys thing? Because
I don't know.
Can you have them both? I mean,
I don't know.
Can one be without the other?
I don't have the answer.
I think for you, you can't. In the reality of relationships, there's no point in feeling threatened by anything because your partner is still a human on their own and they're going to do what they want. I don't care what anybody says. If your partner decides they're going to go step out, they're going to step out without you. Nobody ever got up and then was like, hey, babe, today's the day.
Okay.
I'm thinking about going to Angelo's and meeting up with that waitress that I've been talking to right. That's just never happened. So I think there's like this weird stigma where people are, whatever. But what if, like what you were saying, it's like, what if she really discovers that you're not the captain of her ship?
Yeah.
That's more of a, it's like but hey, eventually I think you're going to figure that out anyways. Eventually. But
I guess the question would be if they never had that experience,
would they have figured it out?
They would,
right.
They never.
Or you're going to be 70 fucking years old sitting on a bench when you figure it out, which is not going to be good. That's not going to be good either. But anyways, bringing in a whole other side.
So I guess the question is, what you never finished the email?
He had his question is how would you really go about mixing this party up?
If that's
what he wants.
Do they both want, or does that what he wants?
So the wife, the baby mama has incited that she's had the thoughts, and the female friend, I guess, made passes at the wife already, and was already trying to line it all up, if that makes sense. And so it was more of and I told, and it's kind of like, I've told people before, it's like, bro, you can do whatever you want, homie. Like us talking about it's not going to change that. You got to figure it out. But when you get there and you're learning firsthand that you didn't want this to happen, it's already happened.
It's too late.
That's the problem. That's the problem with dabbling in this pineapple upside down world. Because that's a partner swap, which is I think that's way different than bringing in a third wheel to make it a tricycle,
Yeah.
It's just different, man. I think that a partner swap, it's way beyond me because I've never done that, but I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, how do you?
So she wants to go out on a date with another female and do their thing.
Yeah, both of the females essentially want to experience it, and that was another weird one too. Because I'm like, bro, what happens if these two females just hang out and then you and the guy end up on the sidelines,
or they decide that neither one of you are qualified anymore?
Yeah, that's that. Now that fear I've had to live with before, and that's okay too. That one's okay too because then you just get to walk around and be like, I'm a Cupid in both sides. I'm putting everybody together. I got credentials on every layer. Then nobody can call you out ever again when you're like, let me hook you up. They're like, you don't know my type. Oh, but I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
I can hook you up.
I don't know.
You shake hands with somebody.
Look, here's the only thing I'm going to say is once that barrier's been crossed, you can't go back.
Yeah, I don't think I could cross that barrier.
That's all I'm going to put out there.
And listen, I think everything's awesome. Like, if that's what you're doing with your lifestyle, that's friggin' sweet. I'm just not 100% sure I could surf that wave in any way, shape, or form. Like, you don't want to live with that. What? Yeah, no, we should probably get off this subject. I think to our friend out there, if you're really going to go for it, have them all out to dinner, have a couple of drinks.
And
the
other person has a partner too?
Yeah. Upside Down Pineapple is a full swap. That's a partner swap.
Oh.
That's what I was saying.
I guess I'm not understanding.
Yeah, no, it's cool. Yeah, swingers. We're talking full swingers.
No, I understand. So the other couple are swingers already.
Yes. And they want to introduce this couple who spoke to us, who wrote us about it, who are not. They are not swingers. So this is this guy's first and ever Upside Down experience. And that's why I was like, listen, bro, I've never done that because I don't
So
mix.
they both want to switch. It's not just the two girls and then the two guys are all left by themselves.
Right.
The girl wants to go with the other guy, and that girl
And
wants to go with him.
Well, it's festering through the girls first, so that's where it's a problem too. You're like, that could be weird. That could get weird. Because like you said, what happens when the girls start calling each other without the guys? And then it's like, listen, every guy out there right now is going, yeah, that'd be sweet if my wife fucking left to hang out with a chick. Let me out of here. You know what I mean? Like
I
most
know.
of them.
I don't even know how to.
But yeah, these are the questions, to get from a person who's, new to that lifestyle. And, I don't know, man. They heard about your reputation. They said they needed advice. They specifically said, we know you guys have experience with this. And I was like, well, not together, but maybe.
Oh.
Maybe the experience all tacked together equals a certain amount of experience. I'm not sure. I don't have any experience in Cleveland. I'm nowhere near as famous as Joe Skelly.
Oh my.
So I'm just going to put that out there. But yeah, like I said, if I'm making it a tricycle, you can only have one big wheel in the front and two littler wheels in the back. It can't be no fucking two big wheels and making a triangle. That fucking triangle doesn't work. You ever try to put a big wheel on the front, big wheel on the side, and then a little tiny wheel over here? I don't want that. You got to take your shit somewhere else. I don't care what the fuck you say, whether you were involved or not. It's the cuck shit is the cuck shit. I don't want to be watching that. I don't know how, I don't know how you could deal with that. And I'm not kink shaming anybody. If that's your kink, I get it. I'm straight. I ride a BMX bike. You're not going to catch me on a skateboard. You know what I'm saying? You could pick whatever you want, dog. I'm just saying I'm not riding that skateboard.
That's a fair statement.
Yeah. So, I mean, is there risk? I thought it was interesting that you said that, though, with the whole, it's not going to fix your life.
Well, I've heard this in the past. I think there are people that are couples that are having problems, and they think by introducing this new thing,
1,000%,
that it'll help bring them together somehow or fix their problems.
One of the oldest jokes is the baby. That's the joke. Oh, if we have a baby, it'll be fine. Yeah, that's not going to work.
That doesn't fix anything.
That's going to make it worse.
Yeah, that doesn't fix
That's going to make it hella worse.
Right.
Yeah, no. So, yeah, I totally get what you're saying, too. No, I mean, there could be some experiment. I think there could be some delayed in experiences. Like some people want to experience this type of lifestyle later on in their life, But what caught me was like the baby thing, though. Because if you just had a baby, like in the last couple years, whatever, I don't know, couple years, whatever, then you're right. It's a very different dynamic of you're playing with a lot of fire.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. Now
That's
there's
all
a
I'm
baby
saying.
involved.
Yeah, I'm not judging anybody. I don't give a fuck what you do in your own time. I think it's awesome. If you're for that life,
more power to you.
More power to you, brother. I got a lot of homies that like that life. I've dealt with a lot of homies outside of that life, but that's not a skateboard for us per se. It's much easier the tricycle. That's all I'm going to say.
Gotcha.
About that. But yeah, I think dinner, couple of shots, it's easy peasy, man. You roll right into it. Especially if you already got them salivating. Like, what the fuck are we talking about here? Put them together, mix some fucking martinis, shaken, not stirred.
Oh, Lord.
And let's go to town.
Is that your PSA for the day?
They do not taste good.
What, martinis?
Yes, they're horrible. Why was he doing it? Every time I looked at him growing up as a kid, I'm like, bro, I'm going to get a martini. Oh, I'm going to get a martini, and it's going to be the coolest thing you've ever seen. Right?
Yep.
But now you come up, nobody wants that martini. It's disgusting.
They're not that bad.
I'll bet you like them.
I do drink martini.
Dirty?
But I like
what
dirty
the fuck
martinis.
Is the difference between
Mine
a dirty
is the
and
vermouth. I hate
Never
vermouth.
mind. I'm not going to understand. I get this gets explained to me twice a year, and I'm like, it still tastes like shit. So,
so
whatever,
don't drink
dude.
them.
If it's not glowing like fucking Hulk blood, it probably doesn't taste good.
Oh,
I know, right? That's a fruity thing to say, isn't it?
Dude.
That's that California in me.
Yeah, it is.
We like those fruity drinks.
You used to drink Hypnotic, didn't you?
What's that?
It was that grapefruit flavored liquor that was like blue.
Oh,
yeah,
that sounds
terrible.
good.
It was
but
terrible.
That doesn't sound good at the same time.
It was terrible.
No, I never.
Super gross.
No, I don't get involved in that. I don't get involved in that shit.
So let's talk about good karma.
Good karma?
Yeah, good karma, man. You got to earn good karma.
We do. We are swinging left and right.
I know. We're all over the
getting,
place.
All right, good karma, though.
So you should always try to earn karma points, right?
I don't know. Does it make you a bad person if you're doing it on purpose?
No, I don't think it makes you a bad person. I think it's good karma is good karma.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Like I said, I was hanging out at a dive bar the other night, and the entire crowd of the dive bar was like Vietnam era people, right? And they were doing karaoke. And it's one of those places where you drink like 35 Pabst Blue Ribbons and your tab's like $50, and then you leave them a 20% tip, and the bartender's eyes get as big as saucer plates.
Wait, is that a good price?
That's dirt cheap.
Oh, when you said it
Super dirt
earlier,
cheap.
I thought you were saying they're overcharging us.
No. Super dirt cheap.
Oh, okay.
Super dirt cheap.
Gotcha.
You're making like 5 cents a can of beer or whatever.
Oh.
It is. You know, I don't know. It's
Gotcha.
ridiculously cheap.
I had it backwards.
And again, you leave the bartender a 20% tip, and their eyes get as big as saucers. They're like, oh, come back anytime, you know, because people are tipping them $1 on their entire tab or whatever.
Hey.
Anyway, they're doing karaoke, and it didn't matter how good or bad they were. You know, the people I was there with, we were like clapping and sing along for every one of them.
Right.
And every one of those people left smiling. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people were like pointing at us because we were like hooting and hollering and having a good time. But it was like, you know what? It felt good when we left, knowing that we made all those people feel really good.
Yeah.
About getting up there and like pouring themselves out in front of strangers. I mean, look. People make fun of karaoke because it's god awful. People can't sing, but you know what? It took a lot of stones to get up there in front of a room full of strangers and sing something that
and be bad.
No, they don't know they're bad.
Oh,
because think about it. They're singing their favorite songs in their car. They're singing their favorite songs in the shower.
Oh, like that.
You know what I'm saying? So they get up to sing some of their favorite songs or whatnot, or a song they think they can do well.
Yeah.
You know, and half the time they get no response. And then they get off at like, fuck, that was terrible, right?
Right.
Nobody should feel like that. Like, you know what?
Basically, you're out cheerleading for these people.
100% cheerleading.
Were you giving them stickers? Because
I didn't have any with me.
If they're not getting any response, they definitely going to need something.
Right. You know,
to cheer them up.
Being cheerleaders for everybody that was singing karaoke. And some people got up, and I looked at that and was, you're judging somebody when they get up there, and they're like, there's no way this person can sing. You're like, wow, where did that voice come from?
This guy can sing.
Or this girl can sing, like, not expecting that from this person. Or you're like, oh, this guy can sing, and they're like, oh, that was god awful. And yet you're still cheering them on, right?
Right.
Look, that earns you good karma, right?
Yeah.
Because everybody left feeling good about themselves.
Listen, that's what we do here. We're fucking cheerleaders.
We are cheerleaders.
I think it's true.
Unintentional preachers.
Oh my God. I'm still thinking about going back to that place and asking him for that job that he offered me, with that church. I don't know what they would do there though. He was like, you could stand up here and talk about stuff. I was like, bro, I blacked out. I don't even know what I did. And you want to give me a job for it? I am a registered, what am I? What did I say? I said it last week, but I forgot.
Yeah, you're a certified registered pastor. Or preacher.
Something like
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Ordained minister. That's what it was.
Ordained minister.
You are. You celebrated 8 years as an ordained minister?
I'm basically like fucking Constantine.
Oh, wow. That's a huge leap.
Did it escalate? I feel like that was his credentials.
That's a huge leap.
He's just got a fucking Armani suit that I don't have.
No, I don't think he was I don't think he was an ordained minister either.
Damn it.
Whatever,
dude. Whatever.
I told you about the one time I was at a dart tournament. This is going to be good.
Why were you at a dart?
Because I was on a dart team, right?
Oh, my God.
And
why did you make it sound like you were just there randomly? The fuck?
I went to be a spectator at a dart tournament.
And ended up on the team?
No. I was on a dart team.
This guy's
and
trying
we went
to
a tournament in Indiana.
Yeah.
And I guess the hotel had a bar, right?
Okay.
And they had one of the big ballrooms, with all these dartboards set up and whatnot.
Sure.
And you were allowed to have beer in the tournament, right?
That kind of makes sense. It's just darts.
But apparently you were supposed to buy your beer there. And we kept walking in with suitcases of beer that we brought with us.
Oh.
So the very next day, they had a sign on the door that said, no outside beer.
Jesus.
Right? Then Tommy Skelly was hanging out at the bar, with the evil kid.
Yeah.
Both of them had biker shirts on.
Mm.
And the very next day,
Mongoose.
at the bar, it said 1 biker maximum on the door, right? And then it's like a 2-day event, right?
Yeah.
Things are going on. We're hanging out in the hotel room. We're getting crazy. We're drinking all night and having a good time. And, pretty much getting intoxicated. And apparently there was a church that was there too.
Going on at the same time?
Yeah. In a different ballroom.
Really?
And they had like hundreds of people in this ballroom.
What?
And this guy was preaching up front, right?
In the middle of the night?
No, this was like afternoon.
Oh.
And
so
one
you
of the
just
guys
started
that was
early.
with me stumbled into the back of the ballroom.
Oh, no.
And he was pretty intoxicated. And he's standing there. And they called him out.
For standing there?
Yeah, they're like, hey, brother, you have anything you want to say? And my man got up and gave a 10-minute sermon.
Get the fuck out of here.
I can't even make this up. In front of everybody.
Why have I never heard this story? Out of all the stories I've heard, why have I never heard this one?
And they were clapping and they were getting into it and they were yelling, amen, amen, brother. And they give him this statue, right, of Jesus carrying the cross.
Yeah.
And he brought it back to the hotel room. And the next couple days we were there every morning at 7:00. Hey, can Brother John come down to give another sermon? Can Brother John come down to give another sermon?
Get the fuck out of here.
You don't believe me? Ask Tommy Skelly about it. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Spur of the moment, my man just got up in front of this whole congregation and gave us 10-minute sermon.
Jesus.
Drunk off his ass.
Is this what made you think you could open your own tent? Is this where this has been coming from? I've been wondering since you started on that idea. I'm like, who the fuck put this idea in this guy's head? Now I know.
Brother John did. Brother John put it in my head. Good karma. Good karma.
Have I met that guy?
No, you have not. No, you've not.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, he used to
All right.
hang out with the guy I told you who claimed to be the greatest American fisherman.
Oh.
The guy that had like 12 DUIs and he got his last 3 on a bicycle.
Jesus. Fuck. That's savage.
And then when we left Indiana, the organization in Indiana sent a letter to the Cleveland Darter League.
Yeah.
That said they would no longer accept darters from Cleveland and Indiana to come participate in their tournaments.
Oh.
Yeah. Guess we made quite the impression.
You guys can't go anywhere.
No,
without-
we can't. We can't.
We discussed this the other night, that you were easily picked out of that crowd the first night we hung out at dinner. And I was like, oh, who let those slops in here? I was like, if anybody is about to put on a mask and rob this place like they think it's fucking Heat, they're not going to get anything but that college kid's tablet, and maybe some Birkenstocks at the looks of this fucking place. But sure.
You're like,
fucking
these guys make me
junkyard.
uncomfortable.
Yeah, I was like, well, I won't be sitting my back to these hobos. And then the very next 10 minutes you're in the same meeting. I'm like, oh, that's a fuckery.
Yeah,
It's
you're
like, I didn't recognize him, sir. He wasn't wearing his work shirt. Oops. Sorry. Listen,
times.
you guys probably banned from a ton of bars that you haven't told us about.
There have been some, yeah.
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 There was a kid we used they used to hang out. We used to call him Combine Chris.
Oh. Why?
Because he had some horrible accident and his arms were like shredded up.
Oh.
I mean, they were still there, but they looked all messed up. And so it looked like he got run over by a combine. And yeah,
Oh.
used to hang out with that kid. And then we're at a bar and he was out in the parking lot. Some broad almost ran him over. So he jumped on the hood like TJ Hooker, was holding on to the windshield wipers, and they
Oh.
drove off out of the parking lot down the street.
Yes.
And like 10 minutes later, the kid comes back holding 2 windshield wipers in his hands.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
We're like, what happened? She shook me off the hood of her car after she tried to run me over.
she got away.
She got away. And they were like, Combine Chris.
I
what
couldn't
the
get on
fuck
top
happened?
of the fucking car in time.
No, that chick definitely tried to run him over.
Jesus.
He ended up on the hood and he was held on for his life by the windshield wipers.
That's what happens when people hang out with you, my man.
Yeah, it is.
Is that they don't, people tend to get run over. I've personally never been run over hanging out with you, but I think I've seen some folks that almost did.
It could happen.
Yeah, it definitely could. Listen, did you hear about that guy that cut his own finger off because a snake bit him?
In the finger?
Yeah. Dude, do exactly what you think. He cut his finger off to save himself from the venom from dying, right?
All right.
Turns out it's not a venomous snake.
Oh.
Saw the x-ray picture. At least
did they sew the finger back on?
I don't know. It didn't say.
You're like, I didn't look
it up. All I needed to know was that my man was like pulling a yakuza on his pointer so he could fucking save himself from the garden snake.
Oh God.
Could you imagine?
That's embarrassing.
I feel bad.
That's hardcore.
It is. I mean, he knew what he needed to do, and this was a dry run, so he was ready to go.
So he must have been fucking with the snake. I mean, how else do you get bit in the finger?
I don't know.
Was he just sitting in the grass? And
maybe
the
he went to
by
pick his boots up and they were in his boots.
Oh,
like
it's
the age-old snake in your boots.
Turn your boot. Yeah, there's a snake in my boots. Turn your boots over and shake them out.
Speaking of...
You should always shake out your boots before you put them on.
Listen, an Australian the other day told me that Australia is not as dangerous as we think it is here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And then proceeded to tell me that you have more to worry about getting shanked or robbed than you do from the whole nature thing.
Listen, if you grow up in a war zone and you don't know any different, it doesn't seem dangerous to you.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying, right?
Hey.
So if you grow up in a country where damn near everything can kill you, it doesn't seem so bad. Because you learn from a very young age how to avoid all the danger.
Listen, you guys got ticks here.
Don't chase after the cassowary bird. Don't fuck with ostriches. Don't let
emus. The sandworm eat your legs.
Yeah. When you get the huntsman spiders in your house, don't poke it with a broom.
That's not even counting all the big stuff that you see, like gators, snakes, spiders.
Yeah.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
But listen, Australia is safe now. So if you're thinking about going...
From an Australian, they said it's safe.
Right.
But you're more likely to get shanked and robbed. So be wary of that.
Dude,
or eaten by a shark if you go surfing.
I'm not joking.
Or stung by a man of war.
If we go to Australia, I'm taking a surfboard with us. And
why not just rent one at the beach?
Well, that's what I meant. And then I will pretend that I'm there to learn day one, and that's how I will win.
Oh.
But I also have a huge phobia of the water.
And they're going to be like, listen, Yank.
Right.
You don't need to be on this stick.
Eventually, at some point, you'll run into a very sweet Australian girl who will care that we have water phobias.
Oh, no.
And they'll spend the next 2 weeks trying to fix us.
Oh, is that your plan?
You heard it here first. I think we're out of here. 97 seconds of everything you don't need. Stay with us. The greatest anti-suicide podcast you've ever heard or not heard. Thanks for listening.
Ever.
Yeah, that's us.